ESPN's coverage of the 2010 Little League World Series is presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes Reduced Sugar. They're great. And in part by Subway Restaurants, proud sponsor of the Little League Baseball and the Little League World Series. Subway, play hard, eat fresh. And Wells Fargo, together we'll go far.
And we welcome you back as we are at Lemonade Field here for the Little League World Series with mostly clear skies, lots of sunshine, a little breeze blowing out to left to get ready for the start in this game. Pearland, Texas, and Minnesota will be going. Let's meet the youngsters. They'll introduce themselves, making up this Texas team.
My name is Price Bashiri, and my favorite baseball player is Shane Nance. My name is Matthew Betancourt, and my favorite player is Josh Hamilton.
Hello, my name is Jorge Gutierrez, and my favorite player is Omar Vizquel.
My name is Chris Leger. My favorite baseball player is Michael Warren.
Hi, my name is Caleb Molly. My favorite player is Craig Biggio.
Hi, my name is Bo Orlando, and my favorite baseball player is Evan Longoria.
Hi, my name is Jake Orlando, and my favorite baseball player is Craig Biggio.
My name is Jaron Rowler. My favorite player is Albert Pujols.
My name is Hunter Smith, and my favorite player is Craig Biggio.
My name is Blake Toller, and my favorite player is Albert Pujols.
My name is Mason Van Ort. My favorite player is Albert Pujols.
The 18th team from Texas to play in the Little League World Series, but the first from Pearland, Texas. And there you see the starting lineup with Bo Orlando, whose numbers we were talking about, real strong at the top of the order.
He's been fantastic for this team. He's carried them, and we noticed that in Little League, the managers usually put some of their best hitters right at the very top of the order, because remember, we only play 6-inning games, so you don't turn that lineup over as often. And on the mound, Nick Toole. Nick Toole at 5'6", you're going to see a lot of elbows and knees in this delivery. Doesn't throw super hard, but that pretty good location.
All right, we are ready to go. Game number 2. And this one is underway, and that will be taken up high for a ball. And we do get to see the shortstop, Bo Orlando, who is in that leadoff position. And I'll tell you, in the regionals, he was just unstoppable with the highest numbers in any regional for any player, batting .750 for his total batting average. He had 16 at-bats and 12 hits, including a couple of doubles, 4 home runs, and 10 RBI, leading all U.S. regionals in average. So a real open stance, almost out of the batter's box. We don't see many players, kids or otherwise, that use that. And he will foul that one away, and it's 1-2.
There are not many that will have that open stance. You're right, Gary, and the reason he does it so he can get 2 eyes on the ball being thrown from the pitcher's mound is when he takes a normal closed stance, he has trouble looking over that front shoulder, so they've opened him up so that he watches the ball and then strides directly back at the pitcher. So he closes back up conventionally.
Team from Texas went 5-0 in the regionals. Nick Toole's pitch will go behind the batter on that one, and a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Keep in mind, all of our umpires are volunteers. They make their way here with their own 2 cents and are honored to do so. And so the work that's done by them is always greatly appreciated by Little League Baseball and by the kids. Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way, and that'll go to second base. For Benton recovers and gets the out. One away, Orlando retired, and anytime you get him out, that's going to be a big out here in the Little League World Series.
Well, anytime you can get an out in that first batter, it settles the nerves down for Nick Toole. It settles the nerves down for the defense. They don't make an error, and they feel good about themselves. There have been so many great memories already for both of these teams, seeing the Grove, seeing the museum, seeing these beautiful fields, getting to warm up out here. But now to get that first out, maybe settle the butterflies.
And Blake Toller will take the ball in the air to center field. He got a lot of it, and goodbye home run. How about that? The second batter of the ball game, Blake Toller, delivers a solo home run.
And he wasted no time. The first pitch he sees here in Williamsport, a little breaking ball, it hangs up there, and he stays behind it. Boy, does he get his hips through. Good hip turn, good full extension for a little guy at 4'11", 97 pounds. He might be one of the smallest guys on their team, but he hit it the furthest.
He had a home run in the regionals, won, and now he's got one in his first ever Little League World Series at bat. He won't forget that. A strike called Here's Jorge Gutierrez up. So an early 1-0 lead for Texas. Texas did use the long ball. They had 12 home runs in the 5 games played in the regionals, and that's a lot of home runs for a Little League team in a tournament.
Yeah, really coming out of the Texas team, not the super strong Texas teams that we've seen in the past. The 18th time a Texas team has made it to the Little League World Series. I remember Kyle Carter and his buddies that came out of Texas a few years back were super strong. They didn't have anybody on this team that really throws in that 100-mile-an-hour mark or has really had the tremendous home run numbers.
Gutierrez goes to third. Nice stop made. And another good play by Blastin at first base. 2 good plays on the corners right here. Just tall enough.
A little chopper down there. He gets the ball, and you've got to get rid of it quick here. The base paths are not your 90 feet like in the big leagues, only 60 feet. And as these generations of kids keep getting bigger and stronger and faster, they are shrinking this field, which makes those little leaguers in the infield have to get rid of the ball quick.
Johnny Vasari at third base makes the nice play over there. And there are 2 down with a run in here in the first inning. It's the man we're going to see on the mound, Mason Van Noort, who will be doing the pitching for Texas. And the pitch by Toole missed down low. Texas has won a couple of Little League World Series championships, gone all the way. This is the 18th appearance, including this season. It is the 4th most by any state to have a team coming out of the different regions that make it here to Williamsport. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count. It is really important this year to bear in mind, and this is a major change from past World Series, that we now play double elimination rather than pool play. So if you lose 2 games, your chance to win the championship is gone. So the first games become very, very important. You don't want to be in that loser's bracket.
If they lose the first game, it puts them into an elimination situation. They still are guaranteed 3 games. You have a consolation game if you drop 2. But it really does put a little bit more pressure. And we've seen people at home might be thinking, well, what's the big difference? Well, in pool play, you could actually go 1 and 2 and advance, because there could be a 3-0 team in your pool and 3 teams at 1 and 2. And if you had the best run differential or the tiebreaker, you could make it through with 2 losses.
That's going to be the first walk of the ball game. Van Noort will draw it, putting a runner on at first base with 2 down here in the first inning. And that's going to bring up Jake Orlando. Jake Orlando had a home run, couple of RBIs in the regional play. He is going to be playing behind the plate in the ball game, and we may get our first special runner here as the manager has asked for the timeout and talking with the home plate umpire, Cliff Legucci. And it is a special pinch runner coming on. These pinch runners can come on each inning and inserted for only that purpose. They do not have to stay in the ball game at that particular time. So we'll get Chris Leger comes on to do the pinch running at first base.
So you can do this once an inning, and you can do it once a game for the same player. So you can't repeat it for the same player, but you can do it continuously once every inning.
So we get the special runner with 2 down. And Jake Orlando will stand in and take his at-bat. Already the home run on the board. And the pitch will be taken outside. As in most Little League games at this level or any other, the umpires tend to give the pitchers a break on that strike zone. The idea is to get the kids to swing the bat. So if it is a close pitch, generally it will be called a strike. And that is gone. That's going to be way back and out beyond the hedge. A 2 RBI homer by Jake Orlando. And Texas, showing power early, leads it 3-0.
2-3.
Nick Toole on the mound is doing a great job throwing strikes, but when you're around the plate, the hitters start to swing the bat early in the count, and I'll tell you what, Jake Orlando does a great job putting a sweet swing on that. And disappointment, but young fella, you're throwing strikes, you're keeping the pace of the game up, you'll get your team in the dugout soon.
That ball was really shot out of here. Talking about the elevation of the pitches and not getting the ball down.
And John Faceri, the manager out there, talking exactly. Throwing strikes, but we're trying to throw a little higher quality strike, keeping it down by the knees, because remember, the ball down by the knees is usually hit on the ground, and haven't seen too many ground balls leave the ballpark.
No. These have been pitches that have been up, and it's amazing how hard these kids can hit a baseball. So Texas on top. There's the scorebook. And guess which state they're from. Okay, good guess.
Because of the hats, I'll go Texas.
Dressed appropriately.
It's kind of muggy here.
And that will clear the bases. Still 2 down here. That was a 2 RBI homer that was put out of the ballpark. Well, they do jump out early here in this ball game. Boy, that's exactly what you like to do. Chris Leger. And he will take the pitch down low. Sorry, this is Caleb. Up with 2 away. Trying to find that third out sometimes, especially in the first inning for these kids, can be really hard. I mean, it's tough at any level. But you can imagine the adrenaline flowing for these youngsters who are out here to start a ball game. And if you're on the mound first and throwing first, it's even a little bit tougher.
It seems like the adrenaline out there for Nick is affecting his breaking ball a little bit. He's throwing some spinners up there. When you overthrow those, they don't break very well. And, of course, they're not down as much as they're up. And these Texas hitters have been showing them that they can hit that high breaking pitch.
Caleb Malie with a 2-ball, 2-strike count at 2 away. Outfield very deep on him. Playing him around the left, but he will foul it off the other way. And the count will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. See how deep the outfield plays, as most of these Little League teams will do. It's easier generally for the Little League youngsters to come in on the ball than it is to go back. So they'll let them chase balls in front of them rather than having to chase balls behind them. 2-2 delivery, and that's going to miss outside. So a full count, 3-2. And a lot of pitches being thrown here in the first inning, which all the managers count. 3-2 delivery, and that's going to be another walk. That is the second walk. 25 pitches already thrown here by Nick Toole, and the rule has been changed this year, modified, regarding pitching eligibility, and as we go along, we'll talk about how it's affected strategy.
Yeah, they've instituted these rules back as far as 2006. Dr. James Andrews at the American Sports Medicine Institute has helped Little League Baseball study the wear and tear of arms, and they've done a great job watching after these young kids' arms with that pitch count.
They'll get the force out at second base, but a 3-run Texas lead.
Home runs get you excited, players excited, fans get excited, but even the coaches get excited.
See you, Batman. Let's go now. Attaboy!